What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Bianconeri Zone. We are a little bit late. We had some technical issues, but we're here. We're here with two new guests, one old one and a new one. With me is Misak and Gerardo. How are you guys doing?
A lot better.
Okay.
Uh,
Better. Yeah, good. Normal as always.
Okay.
Good as always.
That's so. Misak is from Qatar, so he's probably having a
Yeah, I
good
know,
time.
I know, I know, I know.
He's having
I
a good
I
time.
live yeah I
Yeah,
live in Qatar.
you live in Qatar, right? Um, And Gerardo, who's new, he's from Napoli. So so that's an exclusive on the channel.
Yeah.
Um, so he'll probably have a lot to say about what we're gonna discuss. What happened today. If anyone watched the show yesterday, we're gonna go off topics one more time. New topics, new things that happened today, or like were said today, basically. But before we get into it, because you haven't spoken on the situation, issue, whatever you want to call it, I'm gonna start off with Misak.
Mm.
What is your feeling? Let's go back to 2 nights ago, basically, when the news broke. Like, what was the first thing that basically crossed your mind?
First thing is I'm scared. There's something bad's gonna happen. That's my first initial feeling. That's like the normal reaction I had. Then with time after reading and knowing the news going on and on, I felt more relaxed because I'm thinking logically and legally what's gonna happen and what will happen to the club, and I feel it is a justice deserved if it's allegedly true, and it's not gonna affect my team sportingly in any way. So yeah, like if you do wrong, you get, especially something publicly traded, you do something wrong with the books, you will have regulations on it allegedly. So let's see. But I'm more days each how can I say it? Each like 6 hours with more news, I'm getting more relaxed about the situation.
Okay, that's completely different than my view. Still, Gerardo, what about you? When the news broke 2 nights ago.
Yeah. My first thought was, what, what in the bloody hell happened here? My first thought were we're going to get relegated, 100%. My first reaction was this: we're going to get relegated because we know we are. The Fiji is a salty, salty, salty place. They hate us. They hate us. They hate us. They hate our success, our club, and they want to see our downfall. Even the journalists, the Gazzetta, Tutto Sport, and even the local sport newspaper, yeah, oh, relegation, oh, potential relegation. At first glance, okay, this is serious, but it's not like Romeo Gresti said, because I joined the live for traducing for you guys in the community in the Discord. He said it's not like 2006 where a sporting thing happened with Moji. It's like a more financial, but Gazzetta yesterday said basically it's Article 31 of the of a FIGC rule. Now I don't know what, but if comma uno was breached, it was be a heavy fine. Comma two, relegation. Comma three, heavy fine for the guilty players, a month suspension, and points deduction. So, yeah, it's not like okay, is no, it's serious now.
No,
It's serious.
but
It's a serious.
you have to see why what's the comma two though. What I read from the comma two, it is when allegedly we haven't successfully registered to the Campionato in the champion in the
Yeah.
league of that year. We haven't registered, like there's a fee you pay, and we haven't paid that correctly, and so then if it is that the case, you are technically not in the league,
Yeah, you
or
will
you
get
will be
relegated.
relegated.
Yeah, you will get relegated on the
But
spot. Yeah,
but I do not think that they are so dumb enough to not pay like 1 or 2
yeah.
million euro to not register for the
They
team.
are dumb enough to hire Allegri again, but this
That's
no.
different. That is different.
Yeah,
That's not.
forget about that topic. We will talk about
Yeah,
Allegri later on, but uh,
yeah,
the the things you were saying that I said yesterday, or like I mentioned yesterday, I saw the Gazzetta dello Sport article. I read it. They posted on Instagram, whatever. They know what they're doing. Like it's easy clicks. Like it is what it is. Like I saw Sportface. It's Twitter account. They started off with tennis. Now they're into football more. They were reposting and making it sound like there were new things, quotes from 2021 December, January. So quotes that are a year old, everybody knew about. There was no proof, or like it was just a quote, nothing more, like an intercepted quote, whatever you want to call it. And they were making it sound it was breaking news. So the moment I saw that, I'm like, okay, it's getting ugly in terms of they're having a field day. And we will start off with the statement. I'll put it up. Let me put it up first, because otherwise, here we go. So the club put out a statement, and the title was addressing the media. Basically, that was the title. I did my best to translate it. Everybody read it. I think so, because I put it out on the Twitter account. I just, as you can see on the right, that's the entire statement, going off everything, and they end it with, in the conviction that it has always operated correctly, Juve intends to assert its own reasons and defend its interests, corporate, economic, and sporting wise, basically. So I read the entire statement. I will ask you guys what you think about it, but this is the first time in, I'm gonna say, a very, very long time that I am pleasant surprised that the club came out defending the club, basically, because I remember we have been on the show many times and where we were saying the club is getting attacked for whatever reason, and there's no statement, nothing, like not even in front of the cameras. It's all like, we don't care what you guys say, but you're getting attacked, like your brand, whatever, is getting attacked. And this is the first time I can recall the club made a statement addressing the media, basically, talking total nonsense at this point. And I cannot recall this happening. And maybe this is the new way. Maybe the direction the club is going into with the people they are putting into place, it's gonna be more like this, in terms of they're gonna address more stuff, and they're not gonna let the club being attacked by people who, again, are talking bullshit at this point, because the things you hear and read, they're even contradicting the same, like the things they said 2 hours ago, they're contradicting them an hour later with a different story. So it's all guessing, and we will get to Gravina's point, or like what he said. But I was actually pleasant surprised, because I asked for this a few times ever since we were on this channel, that I felt the club was just, sitting back and watching them getting destroyed in the media and be like, it doesn't matter, and the fans, me including, we're looking at it and be like, okay, are you gonna react? Like, this is happening. But that was a statement. What do you make about that statement, Gerardo?
Yeah, it's like an almost an Italian thing to do when someone criticizes you. Oh yeah, it's all water down the bridge. Let it go. It's all good, but no, it's not all good. No, this is a serious matter, because if we get penalized, if we get a penalty, that means no Milinkovic-Savic, no players, fine, this, that. We're already in the shit. This, we're gonna worsen things. It's not. It's not like the board say, "Oh, we did everything all good." No, accept responsibility of your actions.
No,
If you
they,
did some, if
yeah.
you did something wrong, accept it, fix it, and move on. No, put out the statement, "Oh, we did all good," or "Oh, no, 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 no."
No, after reading what they actually really said, and it's a very key statement, they said if you it is the conviction that it has always operated correctly. So basically, they're saying that the board members that were working there, they believe they work correctly. So if you add two together, they're getting fired. No, they're getting resigned, not actually resigned, and then saying that they were convinced that it was true, meaning that if in case facts say that they were wrong, but their intentions weren't that, allegedly what their intentions were, it doesn't matter
Yeah,
legally,
yeah,
they have functioned in a matter that is legal. That's what they are convinced of. And if it's cases like that, and if it's not, because they're not part of the club anymore, no more, like, the repercussion shouldn't be on the club. That's what their whole that's what their motive is right now, is not to hurt the club in any sporting way.
yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
so that's what I get, and it's good that they're trying
But
to
with this
protect.
situation, we could get her sportingly because, like I said, comma due, we
Eh,
get relegated. We get
Nick,
relegated.
that is,
Comma
it,
two, we get
yeah, but
relegated.
that doesn't won't happen though. Like, if you see it logically and what's going on, it's won't
Yeah,
be. That's like clickbait. What can make more newspapers sell and more websites clicks? Well, if you tell people that, oh, we may be relegated, but if you read through it, there is no possible way that we're gonna get relegated.
As of
Oh,
as
as
of
of now.
now, is like as of now, there's like nothing. It's just an investigation. So that's point one. But
yeah,
also, it's an investigation in financial things. It's not investigation things that affect the sporting wise. Because I've seen people say, "Oh, but you couldn't have, um,
Ronaldo or De Ligt.
or like
Yeah, for
signed
example.
up to actually
yeah,
participate in the league." That's also not true. Like that's not the case. So at this moment, they're mixing
yeah,
everything, and I know why. It's easy, but also in 2006, I was young. Like I was young, but I can recall a few things, and we just laid over back then.
Yes.
Like we had, I still believe the owners back then. The idea was, okay, defend, but also, yeah, we're gonna start over basically because they laid, and also it was done in a matter of a month. Like that couldn't be done in a matter of a month because after that, so many things came out that you're looking at it and you're like, what a mess. Also looking at
yeah,
other teams, what a mess. It
yeah,
was done
yeah.
really quickly. Things have changed also in Italy.
It was
If you
bad.
read
Yeah,
news
it
reports,
was bad.
you can appeal. Like even this, Agnelli, whatever, board members, they can appeal this so many times. It's actually insane when you see it. It could even be like in a few years, it's done. Like forget about it because you can appeal it, appeal. It's a complete mess.
Yeah,
So
they,
that's
they
that.
go to the they go to the statute of limit of time or something. So because the case is open for very long, it's no more legal, and it goes away. That's what's gonna happen right now with the prosecutor indicting Agnelli. If you saw it, so they
That's
try to.
odd. I
Mm.
Yeah,
so
nothing's gonna happen.
when that news came out,
This is what I think about this. Mm. Like Elkan and Agnelli, they are cousins. They are blood related. They are family. Said this:
They hate each
get
other.
out, get
Yeah.
out. Is if not, we're in the shit. So you have to resign. Get out. This is what happened.
d-
They go in complete panic mode. Elkan has to intervene now. He said, "Get out, resign," because if he could stay, yeah, we could get a sporting penalty. Yeah, like you said, because
but
I'm not completely sure. And I don't want to be like a deluded Napoli fan, but the FIGC, they are pushing for the Commodore breach.
um,
This is my two
I
cents about
think
the PGC are pushing for this because they want us.
I don't I don't believe that because back in 2006 they had no clue what they were doing and the league was still good. You know, It was respectable. It was one of the best in the world. Now
Yeah,
it's not.
yeah.
It's not. Like you cannot really push, and we will get into Gravino's statement next. Gravina's statement next. I thought that was significant. He didn't really had to do it in that manner,
Yeah.
but I think also I don't believe first of all that we will get all those things, but whatever. But I don't think you like the league is in a position to push for that also because it's already in a mess, like on the map, like it's not what it used to be. So that's that. But what Misak said, the the statement I liked, you know, they how do you want to say that? They defended him, defended the club themselves basically, the new people coming in also. Uh, but the fact that 10 people resign or like got fired, like you cannot hide that. Like that's not normal. That's very unusual, even like mid-season also. So something is up. Like the club can put out 100 statements. Something is up. You know, something that's not correct is up. Otherwise, like if they were 100% sure they did everything by the rules, all those guys and women will be still in place. That's just my opinion on it. But we will see because soon things will come out. But let's move on to Gravina's statement because that was basically where everybody was waiting on that basically because of the news or like what the news outlets were pushing. Everybody was waiting. Is he gonna speak? What's gonna happen? All those things, and he spoke. He spoke, and this is what he said. Let me bring it up. Here it is. He said sanctions, like sporting wise. He said, I say no to public trials because this affair, I fear, might also affect others. And he means other clubs, by the way, not people. Yeah, also people, but like clubs, people. He said also, let's not blame the club even before any trial. Keep in mind, there is absolutely nothing at this moment in time. And then he was asked about Tebas. He said he should think about La Liga, which, well, he should, because he was asking sanctions for the club when there's not even a trial, while he is protecting Barcelona and all their fishy things. So that was kind of funny.
It's a salty ass Real Madrid fan.
I sent a tweet and I got a lot of likes. Imagine, yeah, you have like a certain Catalan club that pulled
I
more
saw that
levers
tweet.
than yeah, more levers than a construction worker working on operating a forklift, and they didn't say anything. But us, like, they just hammered us and Agnelli saying that they should be relegated. I'm like, what? What are you talking about, dude?
I know, but this statement is significant because he could have easily, gone a different direction, especially after the Super League saga, all those things. But he's basically saying, just stay calm because like they have no clue what's going on basically because they are not involved at this moment in time. Like it's not their thing. So people like I saw other fans saying, "Oh, he's protecting them." Like they are not doing any investigations. Like they have no clue. Like they're not involved. So he's basically saying, just stay calm. Like I don't really know what to tell you. The media is telling you stuff. Like we have no idea. That's what he's saying. And he's also saying, and that's significant for me. He's saying, other clubs stay calm because it could affect other clubs. And I think he knows that what happened during COVID period with wages. I think they know what the clubs did, not just Juve. I think a lot of clubs what they have done. With freezing out wages, deferring wages. I actually believe, and this might sound ridiculous, that they are kind of involved in terms of they know what clubs have been doing to basically survive. I really believe that. And going after that statement, I was like, okay, I'm not really making things up because I was thinking about it the moment the news broke, like the day after. I'm like, if it's about wages deferring during a difficult period, I'm like, if we did it, a lot of teams have done it and we have more money than anyone,
Yeah.
So I was thinking about, I think they know, like he knows what some clubs have done to survive, and that's why he's saying I would say calm basically. What What do you think, Misak, about that statement?
Because you know why? This prosecutor that's trying to reopen the case is the same case that was closed already for the alleged, the case against us, Inter, and 11
Yeah,
other clubs. Yeah. So if they find something wrong about us, they're gonna reopen the case for everybody else. So the trial will go on, and everybody will be blamed, and everybody will have sanctions. You know, like we aren't the only team that is cooking books, but we're the kind of like the team that has publicly traded.
yeah,
But at the end of the day, if you're even publicly traded or privately traded, you cannot cook books. It's against the law.
yeah.
So
But
everybody's gonna get hit.
yeah. But that like
So
that.
maybe they know. That's
Yeah,
what he's saying. Like, don't don't go with the vax. Like he said about the vax populi, like the voice of the people versus the voice of reason. Don't follow the voice of. We're not gonna follow the voice of people like the media. Basically, we're gonna voice the reason, and reasoning is if it's false, everybody will get hit and everybody will have consequences. So don't rush it. Let's see the prosecution properly.
I agree. When I read that statement, I was like, when I read that part of the statement, I was like, okay, what I was thinking, I don't know if it's true, but like it has some grounds to stand on, but that they probably know what clubs have been doing, to bridge that period and all those things. I actually believe that because they did an investigation, not on us, only for us, Napoli, Inter, all those clubs, they got investigated. They know. I'm 100% sure they know. I'm 100% sure that Alcon knows, they know, and that he knows, okay, it's not just us, so what are you guys want to do? Because that also, the statement from the club is basically pushing towards, if you want to do something, do it. We know what we have done, basically, and we know we can defend ourselves against it. Because that was the end of the statement, basically, in my opinion.
Yes.
Basically
Yeah.
saying, if you want to come, just come. It's okay. We know what we can do, and we're calm. But what do you think, Gerardo, about that Gravina statement? Because he spoke.
Yeah, basically said don't rush things. We don't want to be the how can you say in English that the people, the rival fans are being the judge, jury, and executor. No, it's a good statement because let investigate. Let's see if we are guilty. When that, yeah, we are guilty. But if we are not, we are innocent. Why because rival fans are salty because we are third, we are this, or that is. Uh, but the thing is, I'm very worried about Serie B. Let's be real here. I'm very worried because the investigation could find, because it's like a domino effect. You get investigated one thing, they find another more serious, and then we
Yeah,
are
that's
in
that's
the
if
shit.
you have a problem, but they're investigating only the problem that's been going on since 2 years now. It's the same problem. That's just say it's the same thing. There's nothing new gonna happen, so don't worry about relegation at all. Like
Yeah,
my only worry is maximum is the transfer ban, because at the end of the day, if you're balancing the books, you're trying to be under the FFP rule. So if in case allegedly we are trying to be below it and then broke it, so you broke the FFP, you get the transfer ban. Now, at the end of the day, I'm not very, very worried, but I am worried because there are some needed spots that we need fixing, and we do not have it in our under 23 team.
Now, I mean,
That's why.
yeah, I know what you're saying, but that's still, I think, very far away
Uh,
at this moment.
yes, yes,
So,
yeah. But the thing that worries me the most is that sort of cliche things. If you investigate this thing, they could find another one. They could
yeah, but
find a, let's just say, another irregularity more severe than this.
yeah, but that's in theory, but not like there is no fact behind it. Like
Mm,
there is no allegations around it, so
at the
they
moment in
cannot.
time, there's nothing. Like,
There's
it's
nothing.
just, there's
yeah.
absolutely, the only thing we know, and what they said is, and where there's proof, there's no proof, is that we overvalued players. That's the
But
only
one thing
thing.
is for sure, the
Like that.
board fucked up completely here.
Yeah, but like that's the only thing they think is sure, like overvaluing things. Now, I still believe you cannot prove that. I mean, you could. Yeah, if you tell me we overpaid for Arthur and they overpaid for Pjanic, I'm gonna say 100%. Like they're not worth that. But who's there to stop you? Like that's what the club did. Like you can do it, whatever. Um, so that's the only thing at the moment in time. Now the deferred wages being paid basically under the table, behind closed doors, however you want to call it, that's an allegation that hasn't been proven at this moment in time. Like there's nothing. Like the paper from Ronaldo they were trying to find, and then basically said there is no paper. That's all allegations. Like there's nothing being found. Like nothing has been found for that. Like at the moment in time, that's the allegation or like the proof they have, whatever you want to call it. So that's that, and that's what the club mentioned in the statement basically twice.
Yeah, we are innocent until proven guilty. Yeah,
Yeah,
innocent
you know.
until proven guilty.
So, but the fact that they all resign, I do believe. I said yesterday,
Something
Alcon.
is behind it. Yeah.
Yeah, but Alcon got advice, you know, probably by people who know about things that are coming up, and I think he was told about, you know, you need to let them go because they are gonna get, you know, how do you want to say that, prosecuted basically, and if they're still involved in the club, that's not good for the club. It will get mixed up and all those things, and you just need to let the club be the club.
Yeah, my idea was they kicked them out because they know there's gonna be more allegation and stuff going towards person because each one of them. So, like to not so that each member won't jumble between actual work and their allegation and everything that's going on. Let them focus on their trial. Just go out of the club, focus on your trial, and then do whatever you want, so that
That's right.
they
Yeah,
don't.
yeah.
Everybody does their. Let's get the new board in. Let's just continue working on the club. I think that's their idea,
Yeah.
more than anything else.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. I think it's just to not, you know, basically interfere with stuff.
Yeah.
Let me. I'm messing things up. Give me a second. Okay, so we talked about the statement. We talked about Gravina. I still have two things to talk about. First, Agnelli spoke. And then also Allegri spoke yesterday. We talked about that yesterday. Let me get this up. He's on a congress tomorrow. I didn't see completely.
University.
Yeah, he will probably get asked at the end, towards the end, after it. So we will hear stuff about it. Chesney spoke after the game, saying that he, you know, basically likes Allegri. He's a good guy, and that is kind of chaos now, but that they will, you know, carry on with it. But let's move on to let's go to Agnelli because he spoke. Let me bring up what he said. Here we go. So he spoke not for the first time, second time, because he said some things yesterday. He said the choice was made by mutual agreement with Alcon. Juve is bigger than any man who will ever lead it. He also said, I remain the first Juve fan, and this doesn't change anything for the team goals. A team that is up to the task and can win anything. I already said in 2019 that this system is not working, and it had to be adjusted from within. It needs to be changed. Well, the funny thing is the problem started in 2019. That's the first thing. The second thing is he said mutual agreement. He got told, I'm sorry, like he got told that he needed to leave. And then he says Juve is bigger than any man who will ever lead it. Personally, I had a feeling that he thought he was the club, if you know what I mean, the last couple of years.
Yes.
I had that feeling that he was the guy, and it was just him. Coaching decisions was I still find strange, you know, like all those things. It felt like it was just him, you know. He was in the spotlight always, in my opinion. Even if he didn't speak much, it all revolved around him, which I don't believe is a good thing for a football club. But whatever.
He was getting too big for his own good.
Yeah. So that's the things I picked up from that statement. You know what I make of that. Then Tutto Sport had an article at the this morning saying that he will still be involved with the club, which I think is, yeah, it's gonna be like behind closed door. He will advise things. Like he's not like he doesn't like technically he quote unquote owns the club. Like he has shares. Like it's from the family. So of course he's gonna
Yeah.
have an input. You know, not officially, but he's gonna have an input. You know,
Of course.
it's
Yeah.
they own the club. Like it's like
Yes.
your family owns a business. You have shares. You're gonna talk about them. You know, with them. You know, behind closed doors. You see each other
Yeah,
on a
but
daily basis almost.
I want to say this. I don't have any problem with Agnelli. It's like, but it's the thing is, the money people are trying to do the football
Yeah, I
thing.
agree.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this is why I have the problem because okay, you're the best buddy with Allegri, yeah, but you should do the business side of things and the football people, the football side of things.
Yeah,
You
that's the
know,
problem. He was our for the last.
don't interfere with the football things.
The problem was for our last since 2018, since Marotta left, he was acting as our what's the name, our sporting
Yeah,
director.
DO,
Because
director of football. Yeah, DOA.
yes, because he's deciding who's gonna be the coach, who's gonna be which player to like, which player to bring in,
And
etc.
this is
etc.
a big,
Now
big mistake.
this summer he gave the DS job to Allegri basically, and Allegri chose the players who he wants. Okay, but
Yeah.
he is the one
Yeah.
that's choosing the sporting stuff. That's why I was more okay now with having the accountant as a president, knowing that okay, he's gonna be on not the sporting side. He's not gonna be involved in the sporting side, and he will be working on the business side of it and the numbers side of it. So I'm good with it. But have you, of course, second role is have actual football people doing the football part, and then if they fail, in case they fail, let's say, because it can happen, they would be held accountable because for 4 years now, because he is the one that's choosing everything, he's not holding himself accountable in the first place until his cousin came 2 days ago and held everything accountable on him and his board completely. So
Yeah, I agree.
it's right.
But yeah, some weird things. Justin saying, so you're telling me that we really don't have any money. Um, I don't know. Did I say something that I assume we don't have any money? I
Like
catch like
Elkan said we have money, but we
yeah.
just don't
That's
spend it.
no. I'm
We,
asking Justin. Did I say
eh,
something that I don't know? Or like is that a late comment on something else? I forgot. But we do have money. Like the club or like the it's just not as simple as you can see. Like it's not as simple as Alkan saying, "Here you go, guys, €500,000,000. Do whatever you want with it." That's not how it works, you know. But he was flexing, weird flexing. We have the potential. I was confused. I'm like, everybody knows you guys are rich. Like we know it. Like that's not like you don't need to tell us. We know that you are
You don't
one of
have
the
to
rich.
flex it. Yeah.
Yeah, we know that you are one of the richest owners of a club, you know, in Europe, like a football club. You are. You're one of the richest. We know that. But that's not really how it works, basically. Like, that's
Yeah.
not. If it was that easy, we would have been debt free, almost, like, technically.
yes.
Like, they just wipe it all off and, you know, and clean slate. But that's not really how it works, also because we have, you know, we are selling shares. It's a part of Exor. Like they just cannot wipe things up. Like because people, you know, holding shares will probably be sitting there and be like, "What the hell is happening?" Like that's not how it works, you know. So it's not that easy. But he spoke, Agnelli. I think we're gonna hear a lot of it. The coming few months, and then I think he will go not in hiding, but like it will go quiet for a while because I think that's the best thing. Like if a new board comes in, it's not a good thing that the old guy who won so much is gonna be keep talking. I think you will understand that. You know, you need the new guys who are coming in. You just need to let them do what they need to do. I don't know any of those guys. I think nobody does. You know, but they're coming in and they're there to clean house in terms of you know backroom stuff,
Financially. Yeah.
financially clean it up. Uh, People are talking about transfers. I think it's too early. We have no clue. Like we have no board at this moment in time.
Yes.
So forget about transfers. Like Chesney said, it is chaos. Like players who are out of contract, who maybe were in talks for new contracts, who were in talks to join the club, whatever, they and their agents are probably sitting down now and are like, okay, calm down. Like we just need to know what's going on. Like me as a player, if I was in talks for a new contract or like in talks to join the club, I would be like, hold on, like what's happening? You know, you guys have no board. What are possible sanctions? Like I need to know. I need to know
Yes.
before I make a move. So I think it's normal that it's gonna be quiet on transfers for a very long time, at least a month, until things settle down. You know, because yes, they will elect a new board, the 18th. They will probably know who it's gonna be way in advance. Like I do believe that, but it's officially 18th of January. Only the president is coming in and the sporting director basically. Um, those are basically chosen, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
so they're probably gonna work with that already behind closed doors now. Because again, you need to do. I think I've said it. We're gonna do something in January. Now I'm a bit confused. Uh,
I think we're doing it still. I
but
think they're gonna get something on cheap.
you know what it is? I will say this. Okay, nobody had a clue what was happening until the news broke. But even a few days, like you had good sources selling, we're looking at Mele seriously.
Guys, wait.
I don't
I
think.
have to. Wait a minute. I have to.
Okay. Um, but we were looking at Mele seriously. I don't think. I don't believe. Excuse me. I don't believe that this changes overnight in terms of. I think, you know, the board stepping down. I think Alcon, all those guys, they probably would have known for a while that that was a great possibility. And I don't think it's now like, oh my God, what happened? Everybody was caught off guard completely within the club and that everything falls through now. So I do believe something is still in place to get something, whatever it is. Because also, like, it was really quickly to, you know, name a new president, basically. That went
Yeah,
really
I think
quickly. That you don't. It's not everybody leaves. Alcon takes a nap. He wakes up in the morning, calls up that, you know, guy and Ferrero and says, do you want to do the job? He probably asked him way in advance, you know.
yeah, I think so. Also, because Agresti said that the skeleton of the new board is already in place. So
Yeah.
immediately, you saw in 2 hours we had a new general director, I think, and then mm, what 12 hours later we had already our new president. So like the only thing is the board left, which is gonna be done in January, and then after that, January 18, it's over. Like we have the full board ready, and then we go for the market and what we're gonna buy, which is gonna be most probably Yaki Mile. I don't think anybody else is gonna come because,
Who
and
got
also
absolutely cooked today.
Yeah, he's getting cooked hard with like he was very bad in both games that I watched.
Yeah,
So
he
yeah,
wasn't good. He wasn't good.
so a typical right wing back at Juve, a very bad. Like it was already bad. It's gonna stay bad.
Yeah. Um, Now let's move on to Gerardo's favorite topic and probably Hanin's because she's asking for it for a while. But yesterday evening or like midnight, the morning, whatever you want to call it, for me, Gazzetta dello Sport came out with the news. I will bring it up. Let me see. That's not the one. It's about Allegri and Cherubini. No, that's the wrong one. Here we go. That's it.
Yeah.
So it's from Gazzetta dello Sport. So, you know, do with it whatever you want. Saying basically, Cherubini and Allegri were also planning on leaving, but this was not accepted by the club, in specific Agnelli. The two had talks with the players who were confused about the situation. Allegri and Cherubini talked to the leaders in the locker room to assure them nothing is changing and the goals remain the same once everybody is back in Torino, basically. Um, when I saw that news, I was like, I don't really believe it. I don't think they were all gonna leave, because I think they were told this was gonna happen, and they were basically told, you guys need to stay. Um, I don't think also Cherubini, like I don't know why Cherubini should be like, I'm leaving. First of all, um, and I don't believe Allegri is that type of guy. Like,
Yes.
maybe I can be completely wrong. I said yesterday, I don't think he's the type of guy who's gonna walk away. Like, because if he could have walked away, he would have walked away at the start of the season.
After Monza, he would have walked away, honestly.
He would have walked away. And the fact that he came out and said like things like, no, I'm calm. Like, everything is going well. All those things. He's not that type of guy who will be like, ciao, guys. I'm gone. Like, shit is going all over the place. I'm out of here. I don't believe he's that type of guy, because I do believe, one, he doesn't want to be proven wrong. That's one. Like, he's that guy. He wants to be right. That's one. Two, I actually believe he cares about the club in terms of, like, he loves to work for the club. Now, all the guys who he knows or people are gone. They're all out. But still, like Alcon, all those guys, like, it's a different club. It's not a normal club in terms of it's owned by a family for 100 years, and they are very active within the club. Maybe now it's gonna be less, but like, it's very different. Like, every player who comes, most of them, beside if your name is Dani Alves, they all say the same thing. Like, it's a big club, but it's a family club. Everybody is very close. Everyone, like the owners. I don't think at any club you can basically, because Agnelli is kind of an owner, you can see him at the club every single day. You don't usually get that. Like, that's not really quote unquote normal. So I think he really loves to come, play for the coach the club, because he said no to Real Madrid to come back. Like, no sane person would have said no. I don't think any coach in the world.
If he did go to Real Madrid.
I know,
honestly.
but like, any coach would probably be like, I'm going to Real Madrid. And he said no. He said no. So that's why I'm a bit iffy with the story. But what do you think, Misak? Do you think it could be true? And also, do you think he should have done that? Both of them should have walked.
Of course not. We already have a turmoil going on. I told already Jerry privately, like, no, let's keep Allegri as is, because it's funny enough, it's the only thing stable we have right now in the club, is that the first team was improving, results were getting better, the performance were getting better compared to the last two. Even in my opinion, even better than Pirlo's years, because with Pirlo we didn't have 3 consecutive wins. Even we only had 2. Off topic, but anyway, yeah, I wanted them to stay until the end of the year. Then end of the year, with the new board in place, you have to talk about with Cherubini if he's gonna stay as a sporting director. Then he has to do a job as a sporting director, because until now we do not actually have a sporting director. Like, I love Cherubini because he's doing good deals most of the time, safe deals, but he hasn't created a plan. There is no actual plan of what's going on, how the formation is, or anything, or what type of coach he wants. No, it's all about, like, Allegri is an Agnelli guy, and Agnelli is no more there. My point is, I'm very happy with them staying, and I want them to stay for this 6 months, and then proper reassessment of what's the future plan is, what direction you want to go, and then go on from there.
Okay, that's fair. Same question for you, Gerard. Do you think both of them should have walked, and we should have basically come back in January and we had nobody, just 24 players?
Yeah, clean house. Yeah, I would prefer if he walked away. Definitely clean house, new coach, new DOF, new directors, new board, new everything. Clean house. Even if it takes 6 months, the season is pretty much done.
It's not.
You know, even if we are in the Europa League, what could we achieve in the Europa League with Allegri?
You can achieve what
Nothing.
you can even achieve and win the cup if you play.
Oh, with
No,
Allegri,
no.
we know
Seriously.
we're
You
not
cannot.
going to win
You
anything.
cannot. You cannot toss up this season already when you are already in third place with 10 points behind, having 14 players injured throughout it, and still continue like this and say, "Ah, we gave up." No way, dude. No way. You can't be good.
No, but with a new coach, who knows?
With a new coach,
Look at the history.
with a
Di
new
Matteo won
coach.
a Champions League. Tuchel won a Champions League.
Yes, they.
Uh,
That's the Chelsea thing. That's what Chelsea does. It's not a Juve thing, Not we never experienced how to manage a team after a coach failed. Our only time, one time in our history, in our recent history that happened, we finished seventh, and with the same course we have a chance to what's the name to win a cup or two cups even, honestly. Like, we have the team for it, and now that there is camaraderie in the team and there's understanding, they understand what Allegri wants from them. Why we have to ruin it? Why we
I
have to
will,
destroy it?
I will ask you this, Gerardo, because you said clean house. Do you believe that mid-season now, a new coach coming in, new director, everything, the team would be doing much better the coming
not
4 months?
improve massively, but improve slightly. Yes, we can go and do things because okay, Allegri has done this. We kept a clean sheet. We kept five wins in a row. Yeah,
Six.
but the the thing is, it's gonna get exposed. It's gonna get exposed. This is what I'm worried about. It's gonna get
I
exposed. His coaching is too old now.
No,
I
no, you cannot go like, okay, continue. Sorry, Alec.
no,
He's too old, but because okay, he built this team, but he's clearly failed. We I'm not praising him. I'm praising the players. Yeah, they doing a terrible job. Terrible, not in a bad way. They're doing a great job. But the thing is, Allegri is done. He's done.
Why?
I
Explain me
wait.
why.
He's done because his cycle is finished. His coaching is bad. His coaching is too obsolete for the modern era. He plays the park the boss 801 formations. We get pressed. We get sloppy attack. We pack the boss. We get scared as soon as a team press. No, we should be with the immense talent that Juventus have. We should be high at the pitch, press, attack,
No, no.
dominate
You do
possession,
that. You
dominate
do
the
that.
field.
You do that when you have clear the sporting director with a clear coach at the end of the year. I agree on that. But right now, if you're gonna implement tactics during the middle of the season, and a high line, and how to do the triangles, and how to play right, you cannot do it and implement it in the middle of
Yeah,
season
and
without any
you're right.
break.
Yeah. No,
Okay?
but I'm talking about the 6 month thing. I'm talking about in the future also because it,
Yeah,
the,
but the
because how
question.
dumbass our presidents are. He will say, "Oh, he survived the season. Let's forget all the bad things he done. Let's just keep it for the next season. And next season, if we keep him, we're gonna get absolutely mauled. This is my
No.
2 cents on it. We're gonna
Okay.
get absolutely mauled because he will get exposed by even lesser teams.
No. Now the fact is,
This is
you
what
you
happened to
reassess.
Oli at
You
Manchester United. He
no,
got exposed.
let's not compare with United because they have a dysfunction. We had a dysfunctional board behind us that we finally they were all out. We are trying to get a cohesive team behind us. That's something else. Alex's question was keep him now in for the six this keep him now in January or not. You said no. For everybody else, no. Like, my opinion, it's wrong to not keep him because you put more fire into something that's burning already.
Mm.
So
Yeah.
you can. I'm okay with going into the direction, but not now. Not in the second. Not in the 6 months. And about the failure part, you reassess at the end of the year. You put it all in front of you. What's the epic failure? You didn't. What's one of the main objectives? Qualify from the group. You failed as in the UCL. That's one slot in the failure, and we don't know the future yet. What's gonna happen? Nobody of us, even me, I didn't believe that we're gonna win 6 games in a row. We're gonna beat Inter and we're gonna beat Lazio, even with a clean sheet, which is a bonus. But I never even worse. I didn't ever before even the season start. I didn't believe we are gonna beat Verona in Verona. So,
Yeah.
sometimes stuff happens and episodes happen and that can change the course of the trajectory. Okay, so because our trajectory is going up, and it is nobody can argue about it. The trajectory was going up. Now it's gonna restart again. We're gonna see, but the trajectory was up. We shouldn't play with it. That trajectory, we shouldn't play with it and or touch it. Okay, that's my
Yeah.
take on it.
Yeah. 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 You're right, because you, like you said, you're destroying what the little security we have now with him. Yeah. But
So
the thing is, it should have gone by October. It
Yeah,
should.
but that's in the past. That was in the past. Now what we have current status. What is it? That we're going in an upward trajectory.
Yeah. Yeah.
I say this because I understand what Gerardo say. Maybe he's saying it in a way that people think, "Oh my God," but I was a big fan of Allegri. I backed him probably way too long on the channel.
Mm.
Like I was probably being very diplomatic way too long when people already were saying, "Get him out."
No, even me, I was happy if he
I'm
when he came back, because
yeah, yeah.
okay, a serious winner is coming. He's going to get fixed, but
No,
Let's see.
but I up to when we got up, like the Maccabi the result, the Benfica result, I was like, this is embarrassing, like enough. And 6 wins in a row, nice, but it hasn't changed my mind. The way I'm viewing him, the way I'm seeing him,
yeah,
like the season is still a
yeah,
failure. I don't think you need if you're that guy. You had a year last year. I don't think I can be sitting here and be like, okay, you're picking it up now. But I'm like, okay, but you're out of the group stages in the Champions League. Uh, that's not okay. Like, even if you won 6 games now, we're still 10 points out of the top of the league. You said at the start of the summer, we need to compete. You're not competing. So those were his words. I'm just, going off what he said. And that's not good enough. So I cannot be happy. So I understand what Gerardo is saying because I'm still not convinced. I'm off the train. You
yeah.
know,
Even me, I'm
uh,
not convinced
I'm
because
I'm I'm not saying
the
keep him. Sorry, before everyone says I'm not saying keep him until the end of the
no,
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 I'm saying
I know.
keep it
reassess
until, yeah, keep it
reassess
until
what you
the
did
end of the season. Yeah,
objectively.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
What
yeah,
is your criteria for failure? Failure is, like you said, not qualifying from the group. That's one thing. You're on an upward trajectory. That's okay. That's the reason you will continue him until LCC at the end. Like, okay, you're an epic failure, or you only like for imagine. Let's say what's the best thing we can do this season is to win the Europa, we win the Coppa, and win the Scudetto. That's the epitome. That is like when you can
yeah.
forgive
No, but
somebody.
hey, you can prove me wrong. I'm all for it.
Yes,
If you go and win the Scudetto, the Europa League, okay, yeah,
but
then
nobody's. I'm not the
okay,
one saying that you have to go on full on the train. No, I'm saying we have to see what's going on with the trajectory after the 6 games because it doesn't finish in 6 games. We have to win at least 4 games over Napoli in the rest of what? How many games do we have? 23 games. So that's the key. Like, we have to be above Napoli with four
yeah,
games,
yeah,
which is
yeah.
something hard. But let's
But
see.
Yeah, I think
the,
it's just I think at the end of the season he's gonna if they're gonna do it like that, see what he has done objectifies. I think we probably is gonna fail every objective, bar
Yeah,
maybe just making top four. But that
which should
that
be set.
wasn't the that wasn't the objective. The objective was compete, so you're automatically in the top four. If you know what I mean. Like it's not get top four, it's compete. But let's see how that will develop. I do believe that
sorry, my cat. Oh,
if it's
wait.
not going well, at the end of the
My cat
season.
is white,
Mhm.
bianconero.
Also,
Yes.
but I do believe,
Sorry.
because we talked about, is Allegri gonna walk money wise, all those things. I think at the end of the season, if it's really bad, if you want to say that, what has happened with the board and all those things, I think he's gonna walk more easily in terms of like mutual agreement, all those things. I think that
Mhm.
is a possibility that is more realistic than we would have thought 2 months ago, or even like 2 weeks ago. Um, but we are 1 hour in. We're gonna wrap it up. But before we wrap it up, I'm gonna ask the same question I asked Giuseppe and Norbert yesterday about the World Cup. Straight up question. You had an extra day to think about it, and 4 extra games. Who do you think is gonna win it, and why? Misa, Hugo.
Who I think will win it? I think they're gonna gift it to Argentina this year
Gift. I mean,
because
yeah.
every single call is going towards them. Other than that, look at their team. Like individually, they're brilliant. They like right now, they got their midfield combo. What it's gonna be with Enzo Fernandez is a gem, and he's playing out of his skin. So they're now trying to combine everything, and usually, it is the team that clicks in the later stages that understands their components that does better. So I feel like Argentina has a real chance. Plus FIFA, loves Messi. So yeah,
I
they're
mean,
my favorite.
today they proved they did. But what do you think, Janada?
Yeah, it's good. It's going to be the classic Brazil versus Argentina.
It's the same final.
Yeah, the
That's the
final.
same
Yeah,
final. No, that's the same
but I
final.
would think
Sammy.
this:
That's the same final.
Brazil is gonna scrape it because Brazil are absolutely class. Casemiro, Anthony,
Fred,
Neymar. Yeah, Fred.
McFred.
Fred. Yeah. Fred not so much, but they have a solid defense. Brazil.
Imagine
Uh,
Fred is starting over Bruno Guimaraes. Yeah, that's
nah,
oh, wow.
it's mad. It's mad.
Chiche.
It's mad. It's mad. No, it's because of club bias. Club bias. Because he plays for Newcastle, one other plays for Man United, but he's shit at Man United. Fred, it's unwatchable. It's
Yeah,
unwatchable.
he's not. He's
But
not good.
but I think Brazil is gonna scrape it. Yeah.
But
Okay.
there is two problems with Brazil right now, and it's a problem for us too. Their two full starting fullbacks are now injured. Danilo, they're worried that I am worried on, and Sandro has a muscular tear or something that I am also worried on, honestly. So their two starting fullbacks are done.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I think they have quality enough to still overbridge that. But they're the
But let's
starting
just say
fullbacks.
this. Let us say this. The refereeing is garbage.
I mean, is
Garbage.
it? Is it the ref?
Absolutely garbage.
I
The
think it's.
refereeing this World Cup is garbage.
You know what it is? I think they've been doing a great job up to the point the VAR is like, come and check this. And when you call a ref, come and check this, and then the world is looking, I think being a ref at that point, you're like, I made a mistake. I need to change it. I actually believe
No,
that
but
because
the
they
thing
are calling
is,
it right, in
the
my opinion,
FIFA,
on the field
Yeah,
most of the time.
yeah.
FIFA actually called the ref that blowed 5 minutes earlier at the 85 minutes in the AFCON.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
was.
It's terrible, terrible.
Yeah, they put that
He
rough.
he gave the ref tonight gave a penalty to Argentina. What that was supposed to do?
Yeah, and
Just
Tech saved it
cut his
because
hand,
he's the
cut his
goat.
hand,
He's the
cut his
goat
arm.
penalty saver.
But yeah, that was
By
spectacular.
the way, new Gazzetta reports right now. Paratici is what's the name? They're preparing an arrest for Paratici for information rigging, false corporate communication, and false invoice, according to Gazzetta. But he was a head honcho that was deep frying the books. Of course, he's gonna get hit.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
let's see if it's under their jurisdiction because he's out of the country.
Yeah, but the thing is, yeah,
Also,
I'm not so worried now about relegation, but I think the transfer ban are going to hurt us bad.
Yeah, I mean
If we get a transfer ban, yeah, we're gonna be
the
bad.
the statement is weird because it says he's gonna get arrested for an investigation.
Yeah,
Surely that's not an investigation. You have something, like you're not gonna arrest someone. I think the wording is a bit
Yeah,
off. It's very
yeah. Maybe
sensational.
yeah,
allegation.
Also,
yeah.
before we wrap it up, the Argentina coach spoke in the presser um, today, or like after the game, and he says that Allegri, Di Maria, has an
Mm.
injury, and they're gonna
Yeah.
No,
monitor it if
another
he's
injury.
if he will be available, and it is a quadriceps problem. So
Yeah.
let's see how that will go, which is also not good news. But I'm gonna wrap it off with one quick question, and then I
Mm.
really need to leave.
Okay.
It's about Chesney. I'm
Mm-hmm.
gonna say you need to say one name or the other. Um, I always back Chesney. I only said once bench him, and it was a few months ago when Julian asked me for a shock effect, and I benched 8 players. If anyone remembers that stream, I benched everyone.
Yeah.
I said play Sule,
Yeah.
play all those guys. It was just to create a shock effect. But he's great. He's great. I always backed him. I always believe he's a starting. When Perin was playing well and Chesney came back and people were like, "Why is he starting back again?" I was like, "Because he's the number one goalkeeper, and I believe he's the best one out of the two." I'm not saying Perin is trash or
Bad.
whatever,
No, no.
but he's the number one for me. What do you think?
Yeah.
Really quickly.
In my opinion, he is the number one. Because like both both two of them are great in reflexes. I think Perrin has better reflexes a bit, but on the ball, Perrin is worse. And penalties, Chesney, look at his numbers, like what, 28 out of 84. So that's almost like 30% of the penalties he saves. That's insane numbers as a goalkeeper. Like really
The
insane.
thing is with Tech is he has the ability to be a world class goalkeeper, but he does some garbage mistakes. When, for example, when I train futsal, because I played as a keeper in futsal, we call the biscuit hands when the ball passes
Goes, yeah,
through.
your hands aren't strong, or
Yeah,
like grip
yeah.
wasn't good enough.
He has biscuit hands because the he has the ability. Oh, he blocks penalties. He's done major saves for Poland, but with us, oh, the a simple tap in, he gets through the hand, or does
That
like
was last
garbage
year.
mistake.
I think, in my opinion, from since Pirlo came and that era with the back, with passing from the back and everything, and the mentality like most, they had like this fragile mentality that was until now, even there's a residue of this weak mentality, that they were prone to making stupid mistakes, and they were doing it repetitively. I still remember on the Pirlo season the amount of stupid mistakes we did, giving with the ball back to the goalkeeper and putting the goalkeeper in a tough situation. And last
Also,
year,
I still have a PTSD with the late volleyball.
yeah, that's different. But no, in your opinion, do you want
Yeah,
Perin or say Chesney to start?
Tech.
Tag,
Tech.
yes. Okay, so we're team tag.
Okay, tag. So tag. Same. But I'm gonna wrap it up now. So thanks everybody in the chat again for joining on this Wednesday evening. Yeah, it is Wednesday. Thanks Misak and Gerardo for coming on. I asked way too late. I just asked a few hours before the live. So thanks for making it. And thanks everybody for watching. Please like the video if you haven't. I didn't ask for that during the live, so do it now before we leave. Like and subscribe as always, and then we will see you back tomorrow with a daily video from Julian. So stay tuned for that. Thanks everybody for watching. Have a good evening.